All right, today we're diving into two emotions that really they shape the entire life of anyone in the medical field: regret and sorrow. And you might think they're kind of the same thing, right? But in the high-stakes world of medicine, let me tell you, understanding the difference, it isn't just important, it's absolutely essential for survival and for growth.
This quote, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? I mean, think about it. Medicine is one of those professions where the margin for error is just razor thin, and the emotional fallout that comes with a mistake, it can be absolutely immense. And what's key here is that the kind of fallout you experience, well, it depends entirely on the kind of mistake that was made. So let's do that. Let's actually break down this really complex emotional landscape, because it all boils down to two core feelings that people mix up all the time, but they are fundamentally completely different. Okay, but first, a really important clarification. A little note on terminology. When we talk about sorrow in this context, we mean something very, very specific. We're talking about that sense of compassion you feel for a tragic outcome, an outcome that happened even though you did everything you could. It's not self-blame, and that's a huge distinction to keep in mind as we go through this. And here's where it all starts to click. Look at how this is laid out. On one side, you have regret. That's inward looking. It's all about you, a personal failure, that gut punch of knowing you were wrong. Then on the other side, you have sorrow. That's outward looking. It's about a painful outcome that happened even when you did everything right. See the difference? One's about your own fault, and the other, that's about compassion for a situation beyond your control. Okay, let's tackle the first one. Let's talk about regret. This is the one that feels sharper, right? It's more personal. It's that feeling that can really haunt you, the one that's born from a mistake you absolutely know you made. And the key word here, the most crucial part, is that regret comes from a knowable error. It's that awful sting when you realize, I should have known that, or I wasn't careful enough, or I should have done something and I didn't. It's just that heavy, heavy weight of feeling personally responsible. And this right here just perfectly illustrates that feeling. It's not always some huge, complex surgical mistake. Sometimes it's as simple as this, a missed question. It's that profound pain of knowing a better choice was right there, totally within your grasp, and for whatever reason, you just didn't take it. That is the voice of regret. But here's the really vital takeaway. As incredibly painful as that feeling is, this kind of regret, it's a powerful catalyst for change. It forces you to stop and have a real reckoning with yourself. First, you realize the error. Then, you have to accept responsibility. In the final, most important step, it leads to a permanent, conscious change in how you practice. In the end, that pain actually makes you a better, more thorough, and more careful professional. All right, so that's regret. Now, let's shift gears and explore that second emotion, sorrow. And this one, it's a bit more complex, maybe even more profound. This is the grief that shows up when there's no one, not even yourself, to blame. You see, sorrow isn't about what you did wrong. It's about that deep grief you feel when you did absolutely everything right and the outcome was still tragic. So it's not about pointing a finger at yourself. It's about coming face to face with the hard, humbling truth about the limits of medicine itself. I mean, just imagine this scenario for a second. You followed the correct procedure, you used the right treatment plan, you did everything by the book, and still, the outcome was tragic. There was no error to find, there's no specific mistake to learn from, there is just loss. And this quote, man, it just captures that feeling perfectly. I wasn't wrong, but I still stood outside that room and didn't know where to look. It's that profound sense of helplessness, isn't it? It's that ache of sharing in a family's grief, knowing that all the science, all the skill in the world, it just wasn't enough this time. It's a moment of pure, raw human compassion. So, okay, we have these two incredibly powerful emotions, regret and sorrow. But what purpose do they actually serve? Why do they matter? Well, it turns out they're both absolutely essential to the journey of any healthcare professional. They're like two sides of the very same coin. And this really gets to the core of it all. Regret and sorrow are not feelings you should try to avoid or push down. They're not the enemies of a good career, just the opposite. They are, in fact, the two most important teachers a medical practitioner will ever have. Let's look at this final comparison because it's such a powerful summary. Regret teaches you to do better. It's the harsh teacher of competence. It sharpens your skills, it demands excellence. But sorrow teaches you to be more human.
It's the quiet teacher of compassion. It deepens your humanity and forges a real connection with your patients. You could say one makes you a better doctor and the other makes you a better human being.
And in the end, that's the whole point. To be a complete, effective, and truly compassionate caregiver, you just can't have one without the other. You need that relentless drive for perfection that regret brings. And you also need that deep, profound empathy that only sorrow can cultivate. The practice, the art of medicine, it truly needs both.